If you're overthinking every post, you're worrying about being judged, or if you're just stuck waiting for every single thing to be perfect to actually be able to take action, it's absolutely killing your coaching business, guys. And the truth is, like most coaches that I see that are doing well, they're not the ones with the best ideas. They're the ones who execute fast on things. They fail all the time and they move forwards anyway. And I've literally seen this firsthand. You know, there's lots of coaches that I know that are just making 2K per month, and it's because they're overthinking everything. And I know coaches that just execute so quickly and they're absolutely smashing it, doing 20, 30, 40, 50K per month consistently. It's not talent, it's how they're actually moving fast despite their internal fears. In this video, I'm going to walk you through the brutal truth about overthinking and the mindset shift for me that's really given me that peace of mind. I cannot explain how important this is because you need this to be able to break free so you can actually start finally growing the business without holding yourself back, because if you're holding yourself back, you are the bottleneck of your business. Let me start off by saying something that's probably might sound a little bit weird, but when's the last time that you thought about the Queen? If you just think about that for a second, it's probably not been for a long time. She was the most important person in the UK. She ruled for like 70 years, I think it was, and she was a global icon, literally absolutely everywhere. Obviously, probably the most important person in the world, and now she's gone, and no one talks about her. And just let that sink in for a second. It might sound a little bit weird, but if people can just completely forget about the Queen like that, what makes you thinking that sitting around judging your ideas, judging your Instagram story that you want to put up, and overthinking everything is going to get you anywhere? You're giving so much energy to the fear of what other people might think of you, you know, what your content is, your business, what you're doing with your life, your brand, all this sort of stuff, but no one actually cares. All of these people don't care in the first place, but even if someone did care, they're going to forget about it in a day or a week. If the Queen of England was forgotten about, you know, well, by me anyway, like it's not something that I wake up thinking about every day, then no one cares or is thinking about what you're doing. Most of these people are going to forget in a day, if they even notice at all. So this might sound maybe dark to some people, but it should feel almost liberating, because if no one's really watching you that closely, you're free to try things. Like, you need to test things out, try things out, and just put yourself out there, because clarity in your life is going to come from action, on taking action on doing things. It's not going to come from thinking about stuff. You need to be able to fail to see what works. Something, again, we hear all the time, but it's so true. You need to start actually doing it and not just hearing about these sort of nice phrases of failing and that's how you're going to grow. You need to start doing it. You need to stop caring, and that's how you're going to start moving forwards. The real delay of overthinking is, for example, you delay posting because maybe one part of your post isn't perfect. You keep thinking about how you're going to structure your coaching program, and then other people are just doing these things instead of thinking about them, and they're overtaking you even though you know more than them. You might be a better coach than them, but they're just taking action on stuff. I wasn't the best coach when I started up, but there's lots of coaches that I know that are really, really good coaches, but they don't actually start taking action on things, putting themselves out there or investing in themselves, and that's why they stay stuck. Time is ticking, and your audience is just staying small if you are not taking action on this stuff, and your bank account is a huge reflection of that, and it's going to reflect your hesitation, guys, not your potential. That's where results come from. They come from action and not hesitation. Ideas are just potential, but it's actually inspired action that is going to get you to where you want to be. The truth is that your first version of doing stuff is always going to be terrible. It's always going to be terrible, but this is how you work out who you really are, what it is you really want to be working on, your style of doing things, the rhythm, and no one is going to build confidence by just waiting and thinking of doing stuff. You build confidence by doing again and again until you get used to it and you're able to get feedback from your actions and then start implementing changes from there. Do not glorify overthinking. A lot of people call this like perfectionism as well, but it's just fear in disguise. Yes, you can take pride in your work, but there's a point where perfectionism just comes to overthinking and not actually taking action. And those coaches that do really, really well and those creators that do well are people that take action on it and then improve and then go again. And they've posted like 3 or 4 videos by the time that overthinking coach, maybe you in this situation, has even thought about posting one. The only antidote to all of this is just building momentum. So here's what I want you to do after watching this video. I want you to post the thing that you've been sitting on, even if it's not perfect, because it's not going to be perfect ever. Just post something, build that momentum, take action? Or is it making the new program for your clients? Whatever it is, like even if it's not ready, if it's not perfect, get it out there, get the feedback, and give them something to work with, and then you're able to improve it from there. Or is it starting to send messages to people on Instagram, start to generate new clients, even if you don't maybe have the perfect script yet? Whatever it is, you know exactly what you need to do in your conscience. You do not need to plan it anymore, guys. You need to start taking action on it while it's in that messy state. You need to get it out there, get that feedback, and start moving forwards. Because the longer that you keep waiting to be perfect, the longer you're going to be broke for. And by thinking you're not going to get out of that situation anytime soon. Hopefully that's been a useful little pep talk today. If you want to know how I have grown my own coaching business to get to my first 10k per month, then I've documented everything on how I got there. So you can copy me, get there faster than I did. So click the video around here to take you to that. And other than that, guys, I will see you in the next video.